Welcome back, everybody. I hope we're all doing okay in these turbulent times. I'm bringing a new series to the channel called FWP Essentials, and it really boils down to me just going over what I like about some movies that I deem essential. And I just thought it'd be a fun way for me to stay involved in YouTube as the theater market is kind of closed or whatever. So with that, let's get right into it. Today I'm going to go over my personal favorite movie, Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Now, Portrait of a Lady on Fire is a French film that has recently become available on Hulu, and I definitely recommend you go and check it out if you can. Portrait of a Lady on Fire centers around an artist coming to paint a picture of a woman who is soon to be married in a forced marriage, and she doesn't really want to be painted because she knows that that's a symbol of her freedom going completely away. So this painter has to do it in secret. And as their companionship grows, the intensity for each other grows, and eventually they become lovers. And it's a story about love in adverse situations, and it's about the passion of love, and it's about these two women falling in love despite their situation and coming to terms with their situation because they know they can't control what will happen after. Alright, so I'm going to start with the filmmaking. Now, the filmmaking in this movie is gorgeous. The first thing that really comes to my head when I think about this movie is its effective use of color. It's filmed in 8K, and it really captures the color of the scenery, and it really makes everything pop and makes it beautiful to look at. Celine Sciamma is the director of this movie. She is the reason that this movie is taken to a whole nother level. Now, the story is great, but one of the things that's very important to me when I watch a movie is its effective filmmaking techniques. And this movie has it all. The camera movement in this movie really captures the themes that it's going for of the gaze of a lover, friend, whatever. It really puts you into the spot of these people and makes you feel how they feel when this person is looking at them. The dialogue in this movie is so well written and put together, and every line feels important, and it really is. And every line that you hear somehow plays into this greater tumbling story as it snowballs into what it becomes by the end. One thing that I like to see in a movie is good music. I feel like everybody would like it, but it's one of my personal pet peeves is for a movie to have good music. And when I found this movie's lack of music almost jarring, but as I got closer and examined this movie more, it almost felt timely as it reflects the themes for what these people were feeling, and the music was just so good. The acting in this movie is incredible, and everybody does a great job with what they're given, and they really take it to a whole nother level. I feel like the biggest and most important theme of this movie is the power of feeling of being seen. I feel like anybody who talks about this movie really gets into this because it is so centered around this theme. It really puts you into the place of how they're being seen by the other person. This movie is, after all, a love story. The love story in this movie is very well put together, and it also brings in some new ideas. It talks about how lovers feel as if they're inventing something, and I feel like that's something that I've never really heard mentioned, but it definitely rings true and really brings in more depth to these characters, and it very effectively helps the end of the movie play out. Two other smaller things I noticed were how true love is meant to feel truly liberating, and I also noticed how people can impact each other's lives just by simply being there and being a part of what they have, and how they can affect their lives for years even if they were only a part of their life for a small amount of time. And I feel like that's important to remember as we interact with people throughout the day, whether or not it's as lovers or friends or foes even, that one mean thing you say to this person can really stick with them, that the impact you have on others is greater than you could think of. And it's important to remember that when you're interacting with other people. Why is this movie important to me? This movie is the perfect combination of substance and style, and this movie combines them so effortlessly and perfectly through the filmmaking, the acting, the dialogue, the themes that it puts forward. It just all works so well, and it truly is a love story for the ages. I find that its subtlety but effectiveness in its themes is very strong in making you feel and making you just hook into this movie and not be able to look away from it. I find that the pretty scenery helps, but so does the substance that this movie puts forward, where it's just truly rivets you. As we talked about in the importance of the dialogue, it really sets forth what this movie means, and the ending of this movie just comes together so well, and it leaves you thinking, feeling everything that a movie's supposed to make you feel. It just does, and it does it so effortlessly, and that's why I really truly love this movie. Hope you guys enjoyed this new type of video. I'm going to try to keep these uploads weekly as we go through this quarantine. I figured why not take this time to talk about some movies that I really like and really think that if you want to know me as a viewer, you should check them out, and I think that all of you might like them as well.